Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, good evening, people. How are we, family? Yeah, another day, guys. Tuesday already. Look out, it'll be hump day tomorrow. But guys, cash out day. I hope everyone got involved, done something. All right, that's what we had to do today. That was today. Tomorrow's email your politicians with your, stuff here in Wollongong. We need to get her with the 5G stuff down to Alison Burns Scully. That's what we were directed to do by council, guys. Okay, so I'll hopefully cover that once again. All right, now if the kids far out, that's terrible. If my friends over at Grand Rising are watching, I'll be over for the Telegram chat tonight, guys, but only for about half an hour. I got some other stuff we got to do on a Zoom meeting and that. But guys, I want to ask you, who's your idol? Is it Billy Idol? Is it Bill Gates, Dan Andrews? Victorians might be Dan Andrews if you live in Victoria and you're a freaking, MK Ultra sheep. Who knows? And I'm wondering who your idol is. Don't make it me. All right, that's for sure. I don't want that. All right. But I'm just wondering who you put on a pedestal.
God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Rumble.
Guys, all right. That's it. The answer's in Rumble. It's right. It's God, guys. All right. As I said to you, and I've dropped a couple of little hints there and there, right? You're about to be shook. Okay, so just, sit on it, discern it, pray to God about it. This is where I'm taking you guys, all right? It's time for you people, all right, to understand that you, right, are the winning force here, okay? All right, your creator is the only thing that goes on a pedestal and that gets any glory, guys, all right? All glory to the good Lord, okay? So let's just refocus. All right. Yeah, good. I'm glad about that, Joe Blocks. All right, because I wouldn't want it, guys. All right, God's within you. All right, God's with you. All right, God's outside of you. Why? Because he's outside of time, matter, all right, and space. All right, that's the way it works. Okay. If he was in here, he'd be useless, guys. He's not part of our dimension. That's the whole point of it. So I just want to let you know, all right, that, yeah, you know, that we've been told all will be exposed, that it's going to be an unveiling. All right. That's what it's all about, guys. All right. So the curtain shall be lifted in different areas, guys. All right. So anyway, I just want to let you know. All right. Cain and Abel, guys. All right. Cain and Abel. It's where it started. All right. Well, that's where our little kickoff started. It started well before that. But yeah. That started the tribes. That started the division, you know, and from there we're 2,000 or hang on, sorry, 6,000 odd years further on. And here we are, guys. All right. So we got two dead, right, that have actually been Boeing whistleblowers, guys. But guess what? Here's the spirit. We got 10 more coming out. 10 more coming out after 2 have just mysteriously died. And this is the attitude we need in this part of the war, guys. All right. No time to be a wimp. No time to be a church mouse. Okay. Now it's the time to actually be a man. All right. So anyway, that's where we are. That's 2 dead and 10 more are still coming out, guys, from Boeing. So yeah, you know, this is the type of people we do have out there, and I think they deserve our attention, and they deserve us doing what we can do, right, to just carry out this battle, guys. All right. Now there's a new XS9 plane I've seen coming out from NASA, and I'm just wondering how old this tech is, guys. All right, don't let these guys fool you, right? Bringing out this stuff. I got new stuff, this new technology. Yeah, really? We know what technology you got. All right, we know. Okay. So, yeah, don't try and pull us with your little planes that are doing best of this and the best of that, you know. What you guys have got hidden behind the curtain, it's going to get unveiled, guys, is, yeah, a lot more. So, yeah, that just pisses me off when I watch them little things. All right, heaps of stabbings going on around the country. Oh, wow, who'd believe it, eh? There's just knife attacks left, right, and centre. It's just going off. And the government are going to play on this fear and divisive tactics, guys. So be ready for it again. Okay, be ready for it. And then apparently, I don't know, I can't vet this yet, but apparently there's an attempt on the Saudi prince's life. Now, that would make sense. Whether that's true or not, I can't actually vet at the moment, guys. So, righto. Again, I will say, who's on your pedestal, guys? Make sure it's the creator you believe in, please. Okay. Come in, Cazz.
How you going?
Yeah, good.
All right. Very good. All right, let's kick off the news. We've got heaps happening around the place. First of all, let's go throw it over to Rosie, who has had another conversation with another pharmacist.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, well, thank you.
Oh,
Are you
no.
still doing COVID vaccination?
You got the wrong one.
No, it's just really quiet.
It is soft, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll pull that in tomorrow and basically get a good one. All right, so let's just basically cover some news here. We've got the Australians are not locked out of the national parks. So growing number of Australia's most beautiful and natural environments are being closed off to the public in this crazy trend, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and if you actually look at all of these points of convergence, or these data points, you can see a point of convergence coming, because you have this one as well, and that is bank access has been denied. Bank withdrawal access denied to thousands in Australia as customers forced to move 500 miles to get cash. So very interesting. So you've got us being locked out of certain areas, then you've got people having to move to get cash. And then, of course, you've got all of the different stabbings. We've got another one of those as well here. But you can see that they're paving the way for the cities, for the smart cities.
Yep.
And ultimately, which is where they want to take us. And here we go.
And 3 p.m. on Saturday, guys, while we're talking about it, while Cazz loads that up, right, we've got the Greek whistleblower. Okay. So, yeah, that program's 3 p.m. on Saturday. And that's about, his banking and different things like that, how they've locked up accounts and, different things. So, guys, that'll be an interesting show.
Yep. And so you've got this home invasion in Perth to be linked to Facebook Marketplace sale as well. So, yeah.
Be careful. Heads on a swivel, guys. All right. All right, all your marketplace selling should be done by now, because why? Because you should be prepared for what? To endure and overcome. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
All right, and now you've got this one because you can see that they want us. Holidays could be restricted if personal carbon allowances are introduced. Warms travel firm, so they want you to stay at home and eat zoo bugs. So they don't want you going anywhere, doing anything, or which is obvious by locking up all of the national parks and then herding us into their smart cities where they can actually
What a
video
beautiful
us
future.
24/7. Yeah.
What a beautiful future Klaus and the boys have got in front of, like, mate.
I know. Yeah. He's very considerate. He obviously cares about our well-being a lot.
He's supplying bugs. He's supplying bugs for when the food runs out. He's got it. The bugs are already in there now. He's getting you used to them for when the food does run out. So he's well prepared.
He's a kind man. Of course, you've got this. We're having so many wins. The world is just completely waking up, and you've got this situation over here where, so Japan is organising an anti-WHO rally. That's on the 31st of May. So that is to protest at the WHO. So that's from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the 31st, and Japan has been doing a tremendous job as far as that goes.
The young kids are waking up over there in Japan, I heard. 14-year-olds and that. I think they're starting to liven up a little bit. But anyway, it's good.
Young kids are waking up everywhere. And we've also got this situation here which Peter Sweden is reporting on, and it hasn't made the press, but AstraZeneca have stopped producing their COVID injection and it's being withdrawn from the market. So, very interesting. So we're winning. We are winning.
We're winning. We're winning. We're happy. We're winning. Yeah. We're going to enjoy this, guys. We're going to enjoy this ride.
Well,
okay.
But here's the thing as well, the memes. Like, you've got this one as well. So the writing on that, for those who can't read it because it is a bit difficult, whenever there is a blue sky, government be like this.
Be like this. Yes.
Spray.
Nonsense.
So it's the memes, it's the TikToks, It's the information flow everywhere. People are putting together information and they are really expanding the consciousness of people, which is exactly what we need at this point in time. All right, so let's go to the Alex Jones one. Let's have a look at this.
120 of the most powerful people in the world getting together to have meetings with government officials. I mean, that's amazing.
What it is what I mean is that they're planning the corporate agenda. They're not planning the democratic human journey agenda, in my opinion. Mussolini had a definition, is when the interests of the corporation take completely over from all other interests, and that's fascism.
He said it should probably be called corporatism.
Well, call it corporatism, call it fascism, call it neo-lib, there's a whole variety of political words, depending on which side of the stripe you come from, to start with, which describes the thing. But what they are describing is the complete end of democracy, the end of what matters to people, the end of what happens to the human journey. And for that reason, I think this is revolting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Canada today to stand up against the Bilderberg Group that is attempting to get rid of the sovereignty of the United States. The truth of your world government has now been exposed. We know you are ruthless. We know you are evil. Today, the Rockefeller, to the Rothschild representatives here, to the Queen of the Netherlands, to all of you, we tell you, you are not our queens. You are not our kings. You are not our gods. We do not belong to you. We are not your slaves. We stand as free humans, have stood since the beginning of time against the strong men, against the thugs, against the bullies. We will defeat your world government. We will defeat world taxation. We will defeat your control grid. God is on our side. I stand before the creator of the universe.
All right, we'll leave it there. The full version is available on Stop the Rock Set the Lot. But that's Alex some years ago at the Bilderberg thing. But what they said about the corporatism and the fascism, this is what people have found it hard to understand. But now it seems to be breaking through the consciousness. And people are actually putting together memes like this.
And all these Bilderbergers guys, I'll tell you, watch something. Watch something. Before everyone that takes a big fall, guys, comes pride. It's written in the Bible. But these people are so prideful in their big, what they perceive as their big frigging buildings with all their bullshit and everything, And I tell you, the Lord said, pride is before every fall. Just wanted to get that in.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United Corporations of America and to the deception on which it stands, one nation, under fraud, clearly visible, with bribery and corruption for all.
How brilliant is that? I pledge allegiance to the corporation and for the fraud on which it stands. It's just like these things are so, the culture war is so important, the way people break it down, because when somebody has a laugh about it, they actually go, oh my God, that's exactly what it is.
That's why I put my address out there, Cazz, is floating on maritime fiction, because I'm on a boat. That's all I'm doing. I'm floating on maritime fiction. That's it. Bottom line.
Yeah, that's it. All right. You also have situations where now this guy here, he's famous. You probably know him. He's a famous footballer, and that's in the UK. That's
Bold.
That's
who is it? Give me a look.
Is
No,
it
Matt
soccer?
Letitia. Matt Letitia.
Matt
Letitia. Yeah.
Okay, well he's been
Letitia.
on live radio.
Letitia. Come on, Cazz. One of the best number 7s in the world, mate. Come on.
I don't even know anything about soccer.
Okay.
The names involved on that island, Epstein's Island, how are they getting away with it? How are they not even being asked questions about it? Even if they weren't guilty of any crime, the fact that they were on that island, the fact what that island was about, it all came out in the trial, and yet none of them would get questioned. Not even a question from the authorities. It's just bizarre.
Seconding as well, like the amount of people that were on his plane. Look at the state of Prince Andrew. Look at his interview. It just fucking screams out wronging. Do you know what I mean? And yet, again, it's all put under the carpet. We'll show Will Smith slapping somebody on the Oscars and it'll be world news, everybody talking about it. Everything else flies under the radar. It gets a bit of publicity, but not as much as it should.
So the culture war is really important, like one of the Wall Street bankers.
He's an English footballer, guys. He's a Frenchman, all right, Matthew Letitia, okay? And he's a Frenchman that played in the English Premier League, and he was a brilliant player.
Apparently he's skilled as AF.
He's as skilled as AF was. There you go. AF was all right. He scummed me a few times. I'll give him that. I'm not going to give you too many, but you got me most of the time. See, Guru's a honest guy. All right, I got to tell you the truth. Anyway, but look, Letitia, there's other people standing up. It's a pity there's not more like, the Beckhams of the world and, the rest of these guys that have a voice. But anyway, they've all got to answer to the same guy I'm telling you to put on the pedestal. The good Lord, guys, just like all of us. So, yeah. Thanks, Matthew Letitia. Love you.
That's it.
I'll see if I can get to Letitia, actually, because I do have some contacts. We'll see if we can get to Matt Letitia. That would be a brilliant chat. Anyway.
Right. Look, so the culture was really important as far as the narrative goes, and Cliff High's webbots have been reporting a break in the narrative fast approaching, and when you see people of his status coming out and saying something, because he's followed and a lot of people would be listening to that, it shows that we are really breaking the wall of the narrative. And this is basically the time in history when the New World Order can't proceed if everyone knows. If we all know what criminality they're up to, they can't actually go ahead with it. So this is good. One of the Wall Street investors says, I know when to sell. I know when to sell what I hold in stock. When I get into a taxi and the taxi driver's telling me to invest in that thing, he goes, that's when I sell. He goes, because then he knows that the market saturation has been over and done with, and then it's basically going to crash. So interesting, because I wonder, it'll be interesting when somebody gets into a taxi and they're talking about Epstein Island. Anyway, this is what's going on.
Well, they do that in the Uber cars down here in Wollongong, mate. That's a hot topic, is the pedophilia in the community and the government and the world. So it's good down here. We get it out there.
All right, so Ireland has erupted overnight. They're protesting Sinn Féin and for the support of the immigration, and here they are.
coming to it. Don't upset the Irish. But
No,
anyway,
that's right.
I've also been listening to I went into an Irish chat. I didn't grab a mic or anything. I just tried to sit it down there and have a listen. And they're also missing a lot of the population, guys. There's a few people there, but that's nothing on the population of Ireland. You know what I mean? So again, they haven't got, that's a massive crowd. It's a pretty big crowd, all right, but it's not what it should be. Yeah, but where are we? Seriously, where are we, guys? I think our day's coming. Just hang in there, right? Stay tuned. All right, we will be uniting.
We've talked about the engineered famine. But this guy puts it really succinctly.
The cities are going to get it. They're attempting to manufacture a famine right now. This is why these ridiculous food prices and everything's going through the roof. The value of the money is not helping. Everyone says it's inflation. It's not inflation. It's actually devaluation of the currency, which is causing this. And but man, oh man, the cities are going to get it, folks. You'll have to eat the bugs if you live in a city. You won't have a choice. You'll eat what they give you. When you're dependent on a massive supply chain, you get a problem on your hands. Your supply chain should be as short as you can make it. So if you're living in the city or even the suburbs, you better get a supply chain set up. And this isn't to put people in despair. This is just information. Use it to your advantage. Fear isn't going to help us. You have to take practical steps at this point because they're trying desperately to get a war going, man. They want one so bad. This is their game at this stage. They need to reset the currency, and this is what they've always done in the past when things run out.
All right, so there's a succinct warning there for what they're actually up to, and it'd be wise to take heed.
Yeah, we know what their game plan is, guys. But anyway, we just we just play it, guys. We endure and overcome. Why? Because the person on our pedestal is our creator. That's why we endure and overcome. I'm going to start thumping it into your heads, guys. All right. So, all right, it is time to get in connection with the boss of this war. Okay, which is your creator. All right, God to me. All right. So
we've got a couple of bits of news out of both Europe and also out of the United States. And this is really fascinating, actually. First of all, because the European Commission suspends marketing of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines. So it explained the withdrawal started to go into effect this Tuesday. And that was actually posted yesterday. Okay, so today, that's actually going into effect. The other interesting bit of news is this. Now, we've discussed this, but I don't know that we've actually discussed it live. But this systematic review reveals that many COVID-19 vaccine recipients experienced new onset of psychosis. Yep. Now, this is peer-reviewed.
Let's hold this subject for a space one night because, this is heavy, guys.
Yeah, well, it says that collecting data on vaccine-related psychiatric effects is crucial for prevention, and an algorithm for monitoring and treating mental health reactions post-vaccination is necessary for comprehensive management. It goes on to say that 33% of the cases, they potentially induced adverse psychiatric events. Okay, and then in 45.8% of incidents, psychotic symptoms were reported after the first shot, and in 50% after the second dose.
Okay, yep, you're dead right. There's been a few peer review, things come out now, guys, and we've got more in house to talk to you about. But guys, it's look, it's crazy stuff, all right. But again, this is no fear factor. This is actually game plan. Okay, now a lot of you people out there didn't have it. Anyone who did have it, I hope you've done your due diligence in trying to clean yourself up and get done whatever. But again, I got to tell you guys, whilst you're doing that, they're continually poisoning you. I'm not going to lie to you about what's going on. I'm just going to try and tell you the truth the easiest way I can. But guys, it is serious. Okay, and someone posed a question to me today over lunch a while ago, and they said, pretty smart bloke. I don't go out to lunch with everybody, but yeah, I was out at lunch with Mel and another couple, and he just looked at me and he said, "How do we stop them doing this?" Well, guys, we got a lot of researchers out there. We know who's transporting the chemicals. We know what airports they're coming out of. I can't say much more than that, but I can't do everything. Okay, but we have researchers out there. We have this information. Okay, you're tracking the planes. What do we do about it? How do we stop it? Was the question I was asked, guys. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now we've got another whistleblower that's come out, and of course, it's exactly what we said ages ago, Dave. I don't know how we must be so psychic the way we just happen to get all this stuff right all the time.
Whistleblower more than just about anything in the entire world. And an ER nurse is suing her former employer, Tenova Healthcare in Clarksville, Tennessee. It's a federal lawsuit. I assume it's a wrongful termination lawsuit, suing them for $7.5 million, claiming that it is retaliation after she refused to change documentation in patients' charts. So the lawsuit claims that there were two cases in particular, one in which a male patient died of cardiac arrest in the triage area due to a lack of open beds and proper monitoring. And she documented that there were not enough beds available. And the lawsuit claims that this was a violation of the Tennessee Public Protection Act and is an EMTALA violation. The supervisor directed her afterwards to change her charting, to omit it, because, quote, it gives a lawyer a case on a silver platter, end quote. And in the second case, the patient was exhibiting signs of sepsis, needed treatment, was waiting for a PICC line and treatment, and I believe that they ended up dying because of a lack of treatment. And she documented there was a lack of safe staffing that led to this, and she was told to omit that from the chart and refused. And 1 month later, she was terminated. So I am so glad that this nurse has lawyered up. I am sure that the attorney is pointing her towards OSHA and the NLRB and all the things.
Okay, so why is this important and timely? Because many of the early reports that came out was that they were changing the documentation, forcing nurses to change the documentation with regards to the deaths with the pandemic. So, yeah.
We're getting more and more stuff coming out, Cazz, about people that were put under duress, guys. And I'll tell you the other things that are under duress, guys. Oh, shut up, Pepsi. See this little guy here? All right? Guys, all right, they're doing the same thing to him, man. All right? Look after your pets. Give them good water. Don't give them the stuff out of the tap. Give them the worm and stuff, all right? Take the worm and stuff with them. Sorry, Pepsi, you don't like being a star, mate. All right? Take the worm and stuff with them, guys, all right? I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying these guys are getting poisoned too. They're after everything, guys, all right? There you go, Peps. There's your 10 minutes, seconds of fame, mate. Say,
You tell it.
exit, stage left, Snagglepuss.
All right, Carsack has posted this over the last day, and he says, breaking, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service declares that the USA is planning to remove Zelensky and replace him with another puppet who will continue the war until the very last Ukrainian. Interesting. So, and that would not surprise me at all. They just have no.
You know what they'll do? I tell you, we'll go out on a limb again here, Cazz. Let's give them another one, I reckon. All right, you watch them withdraw. They try and withdraw into some place because I mean, last thing Putin wants to do is wipe them off the map. All right, he'd like an actual amicable, end to the new, and the NATO just going, okay, right, let's run over here, because I think what NATO might do if they leave it alone is, I think Israel might have to fall back there, actually. There's a thought. Okay. In this little game of cat and mouse, you know what I mean? That they'll have to fall, because the Middle East is gonna, It's going to come.
Well, that's already been reported. Actually, the bankers, Jim Willey, anyone who's seen Jim Willey's latest report, it's very good. But he's previously reported that a lot of Israelis are fleeing to the Ukraine. So, yeah, so, he's
Get out of here. You haven't sent me that clip, and I'm telling you, I have not seen that.
Not in this report, but in several reports, probably about 6 months ago, he was reporting that. And he's also got somebody on the ground in Mariupol, and they've told him that Mariupol is the major trafficking hub, child sex trafficking, white slavery trafficking, all sorts of kind of stuff. They abduct children out of Romania, out of Russia, out of the Ukraine, and basically traffic them through Mariupol.
It's going on everywhere, guys. Taiwan. All right, wait till you really find out what was coming out of Taiwan. All right, a lot. And the trafficking. All right, it's crazy, guys. This is an infection worldwide that you good people out there are going to help dissolve. All right, how do we dissolve it? With light, guys. All right, because light cannot handle darkness. I mean, darkness cannot handle light. Sorry, I get that right. Scrub that. Rewind. Right, darkness cannot handle light, guys, because when light steps in, darkness is gone. It's simple. It really is simple.
All right, and news out of the USA, of course, that Trump has retruthed that report Dominion deleted 2.7 million Trump votes nationwide. Data analysis finds 221,000 Pennsylvania votes switched from President Trump to Biden, 941,000 Trump votes deleted, and states using Dominion voting system switched 435,000 votes from Trump to Biden. So incredible fraud being exposed, but also
when we got it all, we got it all.
That's right. We got it all. Now, the really crazy story, and I really don't know what's going on here. Dave, you might have some intel on this one, but this footage here is apparently a Secret Service man, a Secret Service detail, and he died post a car crashing into the gates of the White House. It's very strange. There's no media.
And he was Secret Service, was he?
Yeah. So it's a very strange story indeed. And I don't know anything more about that other than that. So you got anything on that, Dave? What's going on here, Dave? Frozen. Oh, Dave's frozen. There he goes. He's gone. So am I still going out, guys? If I'm still going out, I'm going to play... Look, this is...
I'm back.
Oh, Dave, you're back.
Oh,
okay,
I was just singing, just another day in paradise.
All right, so
okay.
So I was just going to play a few minutes of this, Dave, because it's just important.
It's the ability of the news to influence the importance placed on.
Now, this is the features of manipulation, okay? And it's a bit long, so we're going to break it into several nights.
Certain topics by public opinion, just by covering them frequently and prominently. Appeal to fear. Appeals to fear seek to build support by instilling anxiety and panic in the general population. Appeal to prejudice. Using prejudices to attach value or moral goodness to something. Inevitable victory. Invites those not already on the bandwagon to join those already on the road to certain victory. Those already, or at least partially, on the bandwagon are reassured that staying aboard is their best course of action. Join the crowd. This technique is used to convince the audience that a program is an expression of an irresistible mass movement and that it is in their best interest to join. Beautiful people. This technique is usually used in advertising instead of politics. It's the type of propaganda that deals with famous people or depicts attractive, happy people. This suggests that if people buy a product or follow a certain ideology, they too will be happy or successful. Big lie. The main belief behind this technique is that people will more easily fall victim to a big lie than to a small one. It could happen because others are at a loss for where to even begin to refute it. Classical conditioning. Everyone responds to classical conditioning, which is a behavioral procedure in which a natural stimulus is associated with a neutral stimulus enough times to create the same response by using just the neutral one. Cognitive dissonance. It exploits people's desire to be consistent. For example, if an analyst finds that a certain group of people hate his candidate for senator but love actor A, he could use actor A's endorsement of their candidate to change people's minds. Plain folk. It attempts to convince the audience that the propagandist's positions reflect the common sense of the people. It is designed to win the confidence of the audience by communicating in the common manner and style of the target audience. A common example of this type of propaganda is a political figure, usually running for a placement in a backyard or shop doing daily routine things. Cult of personality. A cult of personality arises when an individual uses mass media to create an idealized and heroic public image, often through unquestioning flattery and praise. The hero personality then advocates the positions that the propagandist desires to promote. Demonizing the enemy. Making individuals from the opposing side appear to be subhuman, worthless, or immoral. Demoralization. Propaganda directed at an adversary to erode fighting spirit and encourage surrender or defection. Diktat. This technique hopes to simplify the decision-making process by using images and words to tell the audience exactly what action to take, eliminating any other possible choices. Disinformation. The creation or deletion of information from public records for the purpose of making a false record of an event or the actions of a person or organization, including faking photographs, videos, and sound recordings as well as printed documents. Divide and rule. It means gaining and maintaining power by breaking up larger concentrations of power into pieces that individually have less power than the one implementing the strategy.
All right, we'll leave it there for tonight, but we'll come back to it.
It'll be in the and it'll be in the links anyway to the show, guys. So yeah, you can catch it there as well. Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, this is what we've been manipulated, and just tuned in, guys. All right, and when we just go back 5 seconds to that, stuff Cazz was talking about, what we're finding in those peer study reviews and that. They're creating the intranet of things, guys. They told us that was what they were going to do. Okay, this is what they wanted to do. Okay, and a lot of people have helped them out, probably 70% of the population, by actually partaking in being an experiment in the intranet of things. Okay, and that's what we're up against, guys. But guess what? We, the Spartans, we win. All right, we educate everyone. We wake everybody up. All right, and it's time to link arms, guys. All right, there's only you. There's only you and me and Cazz and Mel, but all of you. All right, but we do it. It's us, guys. All right, we do it. So don't look for a leader. Don't look for a frigging pedestal. Okay, so it's all in the ball's in your court.
We really we've gone through this before, but here's the lady who was actually part of the team for the disguises. So it's just something to keep in mind.
What all did that entail?
The office I worked in was like the Q in James Bond.
Oh, Q.
We were the Q for the CIA and the
We were
intelligence
chicks blown
community.
out.
So there were different parts of it. Whatever you needed, if you needed a bug, if you needed secret writing or a microdot or a concealment device or whatever you needed, you had to come to us and we'll put something together for you.
What's the most memorable moment from being in disguise for you?
There were a number of them, but one that has to stand out. I went to the White House and I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president at the time, while I was wearing a full face mask. So we're sitting like this close together, and I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it, and I'm going to take it off. And I reached to start taking it off, and he said, stop. And he got up, and he walked, and he looked, and he looked at it. He didn't know it was a mask. He wasn't sure what I was wearing. He sat back down. He said, okay. So I took it off, and I was holding it up in the air so he could see it. My whole head. It had hair and a face and a neck.
So you could walk around as someone else?
Absolutely.
And that would be the disguise?
Absolutely.
Now, guys, she fronted, you just heard who she said, W.H. Bush, 1990. 1990. Where have they come in 34 years, guys? Where have they come? Haven't they used it well? All right, the movie's on, guys. The actors are playing different parts, all right? And, as I said, we're all going to wake up. But that was 1990 that she fronted up W.H. Bush, all right? And he couldn't pick it. So,
all right, Dave, I'll let you wrap up. I'll go grab our outro.
All right, well, as I said, guys, I'm just going to keep pushing it on community. All right. Again, thanks to everyone that came to Wollongong Council last night. What we've been told to do is email Alison Byrne Scully of the Labor Party for Wollongong. That's what the council directed our friend Erica to do. Okay, so tomorrow, guys, get the emails going. Hit your local councillor. Send them the 5G stuff. Send them the towers. Whatever is whatever gets your ghoulies, as they say on 2WS, I think. Whatever gets your ghoulies. All right, that's what I would like to ask you. Sorry, not want you to do. I would like to ask you to get those off to your relevant, all right, councils, Labor Party members, whatever it is, guys. You know your area, all right? I'm just sitting here on a screen. I know my area. Okay, but let's get it done. All right, let's get out in the community. Let's go, all right? Because, guys, you're watching everything unfold up there. I've been trying to educate you for a little while. Cazz doing the same thing, all right, on what's coming, all right? And I'll tell you, there's some bombs coming, all right? And there's some great times coming. Okay, so, yeah, let's just go with the flow, guys. We're like a stream, all right? All right, we're just flowing. We're just going to keep going. And eventually we get our destination. It's simple. All right? Okay, thanks, guys. Love yous all. Bye.
To the window, to the window, to the walls, to the walls, to the sweat drips down my balls. To all you bitches, crawl. All ski for the, all ski go bam. To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drips down my balls. To all you bitches, crawl. All ski for the, all ski go down. To the window, to the wall, to the wall. The sweat drops down my, oh, you bitches go. Jimmy, let's take it to the bridge. Woo! Let me see you get low. You scared. Drop your ass to the floor. You scared. Let me see you get low. You scared. Drop your ass to the floor. You scared. See you get low. You scared. Your butt to the floor. You scared. Now stop. Woo! Now wiggle it. Now stop. Woo! Yeah. Jiggle it.
What you doing?
Oh,